Hi everyone, I'm Dacu from the Tamriel Downunder Team. Welcome to our series for new players starting out in the Elder Scrolls Online. I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about races and classes, what they are, their differences, and how it's going to affect the way you play. Now, when you first log into the game for the first time, this is exactly what you're going to see. Your character creation screen. This is where you get to create your very first character and begin your journey in the Elder Scrolls Online. There's a lot of choices here, so I'm going to go through a few of them and maybe help you get started on your first character. What you have to choose from here is 2 genders, 10 races, 6 classes, of which there'll be 3 roles within the game that you're likely to play. Gender is only a vanity thing. You will either be a male or a female based on how you want your character to look. There is no impact to your playstyle or any of your skills. We have 3 alliances to choose from as well, which are the Daggerfall Covenant, or DC, the Aldmeri Dominion, or AD, and the Ebonheart Pact, or EP. These only matter if you're going into the open world PvP in Cyrodiil, or into the Imperial City, where it's a cross between PvP and PvE. In the Elder Scrolls Online, you're going to play one of 3 main roles when doing group content, which is going to be a tank, a damage dealer, or a healer. Tank. So a tank is there to protect the group. A tank is built to absorb a lot of damage and protect the group from the enemy or the enemies. A damage dealer. A damage dealer will use either magicka or stamina based abilities to attack and kill any enemies that you face. And thirdly is a healer. Now a healer will heal the group and will buff or boost up the group. These races are under the Daggerfall Covenant. Now, unless you've purchased the Any Race, Any Alliance upgrade, which is purchased from the Crown Store, you'll have your race tied to your alliance. Great investment if you do decide to buy some crowns. So Bretons, they have an advantage in magicka-based damage and healing rolls, with increased magicka, reduced costs, and better magicka recovery. They are a great choice if you prefer to play a magicka-based character. We also have the Red Guards. They offer an advantage for anyone that wishes to play a melee-based or tank-based role in the game. The reason for this is they've got great staying power. They've got stamina for days, great stamina reserves and recovery. So the Orcs. These are the Orcs here. The Orcs have extra health, extra stamina, extra damage, and they run really fast. They're great for PvP, so you can chase people down, catch them. If you want to do some extra damage, they're a great race for stamina-based damage abilities. High Elves are from the Aldmeri Dominion. They're extremely strong magicka-based class. They have a boost in magicka and spell damage that makes them extremely hard-hitting magicka-based damage dealers or healers, so they're suited for magicka-based damage and healing. The Wood Elves, also known as the Bosma. The Wood Elves are focused around stealth gameplay with a boost in stamina and stamina recovery, reduction in fall damage, so they jump out of the trees, it doesn't hurt so much. They have better stealth detection radius, and they have a resistance to poisons. These complement a stamina-based Nightblade build greatly. The Khajiit, everyone's favorite cats. They're great for either a magicka or stamina-based damage rolls. They have a boost in critical damage. They can be extremely hard-hitting. Along with a boost in stamina and health recovery, they're also great at hiding because they have a reduced detection radius. Those sneaky kitties. If you want to hide from those Wood Elves, make sure you're a cat. The Nords. So the Nords from the Ebonheart Pact. The Nords are one of the best tanking races in the game. They get extra resistances to cold, and that's because they usually live in the snow. Extra stamina, extra health, and an increase in both physical and spell resistance. Now, the physical and spell resistance is what protects you from damage. So that's why they make great tanking rolls. They have increased ultimate generation. Ultimate is what you use to cast very strong new abilities that are unique to classes and skill lines, but we will go into that in a later video. The Dunmer or the Dark Elves. The Dunmer work for both a magicka and stamina based characters with an increase in both stamina and magicka, a resistance to fire, an increase in weapon and spell damage. And because of this combination, they're actually good if you want to play a hybrid class, which is a mixture between both stamina and magicka for your character, rather than going one or the other. If you want to play a hybrid, probably one of the best races for that. The Argonians. So the Argonians are an ideal for support-based roles. So they're great in tanking, they're great in healing. Especially with an increase in healing, you can keep both yourself and others alive. The Argonians have an increased swim speed, so make sure you don't race them when you're in the water, because you're not going to win. They also have an increase in disease resistance, but what's likely their greatest ability? The ability to restore all 3 resources whenever they drink a potion. So if you take a potion to restore health, you'll get both Magicka and Stamina back as well, because it will increase Magicka, Stamina, and your health, all 3 resources. And the Imperials. So the Imperials are only available if you've purchased a copy of either the older Imperial Edition or the digital Imperial Edition in the Crown Store. If you want to play an Imperial, you'll need to have those. They have a cost reduction on all their abilities, including their ultimates, as well as extra health and stamina. So they can be handy to play if your stain's a little bit hard for you. Get a cost reduction across everything. All of these that I explained there are what's called racial passives. A racial passive is a skill that you don't have to activate, and it's unique to each race. So these skills are unlocked as you level, so you will unlock them the higher you level up. And because they're passive, it means you don't have to activate them. They're always active on your character at all times. Once you have them all unlocked, you tap into the true strength of the race that you've chosen. All right, now we get to classes, which is probably the thing that will determine how you play more than anything else. We have 6 classes to choose from. They can all play either a tank, a healer, or a damage dealer. They can play well in PvP and PvE. All of them have skill lines that align to those roles. Dragon Knights are fantastic warriors. They're great with both stamina and Magicka based abilities. They are one of the most popular choices for tank builds. Sorcerers are very fun. They have very versatile builds that you can use with them. You can have them as either summoners, where they will summon Daedric pets that will help you in battles, or you can use either a stamina or Magicka based damage builds. Very powerful in both those configurations. The Nightblades, they use a lot of stealth and striking. They're fantastic if that's your type of gameplay. If you want to stealth around and strike from the shadows, Nightblade's a great choice. Fantastic damage dealers, a very popular choice for damage in both PvP and PvE. Templars are also great warriors, so very versatile. I'd say one of the easiest classes to play when you're questing. They are great with both Magicka and stamina as well, and damage, and one of the most popular healers in the game, especially in the early days. The Warden, one of the newer classes that came with the Morrowind expansion. So you need to own the Morrowind expansion, which if you want to play as a Warden. Wardens use nature abilities. They're a very fun class to play. Very strong in damage, healing, and tanking. This is one of the classes that can do all 3 roles really well and extremely fun to play. And you can summon a big bear to come and help you. And finally, we have the Necromancers. Now, you should know what a Necromancer is. These are the masters of death, as it says, and they summon the dead. They can feed off fresh corpses, call up assistants to come and help them from the Netherrealm. They have some great ultimates, and they're a fantastic class, again, all-rounder for healing, tanking, and damage dealing. So with all the info that we've given you so far, I hope that you can put together a build that's going to be fun for you to play. Because right now comes the hardest part of everything, and that's choosing a name and an appearance. So I'll see you in 4 hours. Well, I hope this has helped you decide on your first character in the game and get out there and enjoy the world of Tamriel. Just one thing to remember, that no matter what you do, there's always a way out. If you don't like the role that you've chosen, you can change it up. If you don't like the skill set, you can always go and change that as well. There's methods in the game to change your skills. You can change your race using race change tokens, your appearance using appearance change tokens. You can change your alliance using alliance change tokens. All these are purchasable through the Crown Store, or the easiest way to do it is create another character. Create a new character, start again, and level it up. It really doesn't take that long. And once you get to champion point levels, your levels are shared between characters, so you don't need to go through that grind again and again. But there'll be more in some upcoming videos, so stay tuned, and we'll see you then.